All right, welcome in everyone. How is everyone doing on this fine day? This is the weekly reading, so we're tapping into the week ahead. This is for the first week of March. This is for the collective, so it's a general read. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There's a good amount of the individual zodiac sign readings for March, so go out and take a look to see if yours is out there. I am working on getting those all posted, so hopefully within the next couple of days those will all get posted out there. Kind of see what's going on for you in March. Take a look at your sun sign, your moon, and rising and Venus. See what one really hits home the most. All right, let's see what's going on. First week of March. A lot of Piscean energy going on. Let me just... on. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we just had the Pisces new moon. And then we also had Venus finally go retrograde. So that's going to be still strong right now. Obviously the Venus in retrograde, it's going to be retrograde for a bit. So we're starting to feel that energy. Remember, retrogrades are really about, I like to almost explain it as, instead of focusing on the external world going on or what's physically happening, it's really pulling us back in, to ourselves. So we're going inward. We're reviewing kind of our energy, what's driving us, what is it that we really want. What are our true needs and desires? Is our outward action producing, things that are in line with our true desires? Is it aligning with things that are good for our, for our highest self? Are we showing up as our true authentic self? And then we look at the planet, which is Venus. That's around money. Love. Well, yeah, money, finances, but love, right? Relationships, and also beauty, right? So not just in the physical sense of beauty, but just like, hey, how are we taking in beauty? What are we connecting with? So this Venus retrograde is going to bring up potentially some unresolved issues in relationships, because again, it's asking us to elevate. What do we need to like, it's like a clean out, right? Where do we need to clean out? And what is it around any unresolved issues around self-worth as well? So just something to be aware of. But you know what? I lately have been seeing a different perspective of retrogrades, and I think it's just part of the duality of life, and I think it's actually a beautiful time to really kind of not so much act on things, do, outward action. And it's that wonderful time to go deep, rest, connect, which, since I'm a Scorpio sun, I like that sort of thing. And then just two more things. On the 3rd of March, Mercury moves into Aries. So that's going to be really strong, intense energy, very strong-willed, strong-headed. So people are going to be very strong in their communication and kind of in what they think about things. It can also, on the opposite side, people can be a little stubborn. So just, that's that Mercury and Aries energy. And then on the 7th of March, Mars trines the sun, so really what that is, it's just a good week to pursue your passions. So there's that really fiery energy coming up, and that Mars, which is very action oriented. All right, let's dive in to the cards. I'm trying to take advantage of the sun before it goes down. So here we have safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. And then connect to source. So we have kind of this theme of connection. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. This is totally like a Venus retrograde card. Totally that theme of going within. And what is it we really truly desire and want, especially around relationships. Back on task. Be sure you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might reconsider or consider reviewing your goals, your schedule, or a project you are working on. All could use some fine tuning. There's that Mars trine Sun. So it kind of is covering the astrological alignments aspects this week. So there definitely is this focus on like relationships, connections here. What is it I really want? How do I create the shift I want? But it starts within, right? It's like keeping your heart open as well. But I do feel like there's also like spirit energy around you that's protecting you here. You have a lot of support right now and guidance. You're getting a lot of messages intuitively. We are in Pisces season, so there's that really deep, connection to our intuition, and it's really talking to us right now. And it's a time too to be careful because that Piscean energy can be a bit, deceptive. So like this card says, be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. So we can't take everything that we see or experience in the external world as truth right now. So we got to be very careful there, and allow yourself to be objective and really take your intuition and your higher guidance to help you almost translate what the truth really is. And then this is kind of, there's like two things going on here. And I think this is talking about kind of that Mars trine Sun energy, but like, what are you spending your time on, right? Is it something that really you're passionate about, that really connects to your soul, that you really enjoy, or is it stuff that's just busy work? I kind of see it as that. Like there's a time right now to cut out the busy work. If it's not really fueling you, if it's not, if it's not something that's your bliss or that's really, again, fueling your passion or fulfillment, I think it's time to rework that and focus on something else. All right, we have the Strength card, the Three of Swords, the Emperor, and Death. And then the Four of Wands, and there's that Piscean energy, the Moon. So there's a situation here. This could be, again, reconnecting to unresolved issues here. This could be unresolved issues tied to like father wounds, like a father wounding here. This could be around a relationship as well. But I think this is really about reconnecting back to these wounds, and anything that hasn't been resolved, you're kind of integrating here with the Strength card. You're finding the courage to actually work through this, to feel it, allow yourself to express and kind of overcome something that was really difficult. There's a lot of heartache here around this. It could also be tied to grief and loss here. You could have actually lost a father and you have never worked through those issues, you know, that's for a specific few of you, but there is something ending here. So I do feel like there's an ending of a cycle of wounds that you haven't really worked to help heal or nurture or integrate here. Because I feel like they have been impacting your relationships and the stability and feeling safe and secure in the relationships. I feel also that maybe you've been in a place in your life that you just haven't felt secure and grounded in, meaning, you know, you just haven't felt good. Like maybe you're at a place in your life where you're like, I don't like where I am. Everything around my life right now doesn't align with me. I just don't feel like I'm truly home, right? Home is where you feel safe and secure and grounded and happy. And that's where this moon energy comes in. Like all this unconscious stuff has to come up. And there's almost this sense of like you're in an uncertain place about what the future brings. But I think it's time to just be here in the now and work through these unresolved issues. But there is a huge transformation. I really think if it hasn't kicked off yet, it will kick off this week and going to continue through March. Big energy, judgment. We got the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. I'm going to keep going before I read. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, two queens in a row, and the Lovers. There is almost a choice that has to be made, a decision. And there's like a fork in the road coming up, and this is a big decision, like a big life-changing, like, again, whole new direction. And this has been a theme. This has been a theme even in the March reading. So I do feel like this is not specific to this week, but just in March in general. I'm going to get the last row. We have the Hermit. There's that really going within. 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords. So this to me is really like deciding if you should stay or if you should go in a situation. Where do you go, right? And there's a lot of anxiety over this. You're really thinking deeply about this. You have the 9 of Swords, which is thinking. This is mental. But this is really like worry and fear, anxiety about this. But with the Hermit, that's also like quiet, kind of really going deep to gain some wisdom or figure something out, gain some enlightenment about your situation. So this is like the 8 of Cups is about going. Do you stay or do you go? What is it that aligns with me and what I really desire and want in life? You want to feel good. You want to, like, I think you're really yearning. I think this is a collective thing of really yearning to just, people have not felt grounded. I also feel like they haven't felt good in their bodies and in the here and now. And the 9 of Pentacles is really about what can I do and create in my life to help me feel better about my life, align more with my authentic self, what really fills me, what my true desires are. The 2 queens here are interesting. For some of you, this could really be about very specifically like choosing between 2 people, or there's 2 people that are impacting this decision. In what direction do you go? Do you go with your heart, with the Queen of Cups, or do you go more with what's stable, what's good on paper, what's secure? But this to me is more of a deceptive, when we think of what's stable and secure, right? When we think through our traditional programs, that's around usually money, right? What is safe in terms of money? This could also refer to a marriage that you've been in, and you know, that can be seen as something that's more from a collective belief system of that stability and safety and comfort, right? But if it's not that, some of you that may be that specific, but I think this is also a choice just in general, not even in regards to a marriage or relationship. I think it's for everyone. It's like finally going with your heart. What's in your heart versus what tying yourself to the fear of not having stability or comfort and staying in your comfort zone. So that to me is really the bigger picture here. But there is this sense of, do I stay or do I go? The concern a little bit with me, the caution with the Seven of Swords. All right, sorry, it was getting really dark here, so I turned the light on. Hopefully you guys can see better now. I'm always racing against the sun. I was kind of talking about the Seven of Swords here. I'm going to get a clarifier. I don't want to say, I said I was concerned, but sometimes that Seven of Swords can be a little concerning. Let's see here. I'm going to grab another deck to actually clarify this one. What's the Seven of Swords about? Page of Cups. The Fool. I still feel like that's referring to this do I stay or do I go energy, but I feel like this is something happening, like you're not telling anyone this, and if it's in regards to a relationship or something, I feel like you haven't been open about this feeling. So there's a little bit of because the Seven of Swords is kind of like you're like keeping a secret. And then you have the Hermit, which is also about like really keeping, not really communicating this, or kind of really, this is what you're feeling internally, but you're not really, people don't know this. So there's this essence of do I stay or do I go? The choice is going to be put before you here. I do feel like you've really been kind of mulling over this very heavily, and I do feel like there is some anxiety about this and fear, because I think if you go, there's this sense here of the Moon, which is like you don't know where you're going, right? If you leave, it's kind of like an empty void, and that's a little scary because there's not really a plan or another situation there. What's with the two queens here? Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, the Three of Swords. So just what I had explained before about these are about choosing your heart or choosing comfort and stability. I do feel like you're still almost acting on some unhealed wounds that are keeping you in this state of, well, it's always fear, right? And wounding that keeps us in a situation that maybe isn't aligned with our authentic self. It isn't aligned with our true needs and desires. But we stay because it's comfortable, and, it's that ties that bind us, the trauma bonding there with the Three of Swords. So it's like you're trying to control the situation out of fear and anxiety. And it's almost like you're trying to squeeze, it's like you're trying to squeeze orange juice out of an orange that, like, there's no more juice. right? But you keep trying to squeeze and just get a couple last drops of juice out of this in the meantime. You definitely, this is either you or someone you're connected with, but it's like you're trying to still get something out of the relationship. That's why you haven't walked away, or the situation. But the Seven of Wands, there's a lot of resistance here to the flow of allowing what needs to happen, like unfold. Like it's like this energy of still trying to hold on. And it's almost like you're trying to stand up and justify, and you feel like you have to justify yourself maybe to other people, or to the relationship of, why you're doing what you're doing, if that makes sense. And then the Eight of Cups, Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands, King of Cups. So is there something better on the other side, kind of? Is the grass greener on the other side? And there's like fear of, but the point is, if you're in a situation that you have to sit and worry, like anxiety about, obviously where you're at is not good energy, bottom line. If this resonates, and it's like, am I just in the future going to get more of this? If it's about relationship patterns, or just, it can be any pattern that you're just trying to get out of. Like, am I going to move into another pattern, right? If I leave this, is this pattern going to end? There's a lot of instability here with the Knight of Wands. But I do feel like there's a King of Cups, though. But it's like, can you trust this? You could have someone in your life who, there is a lot of love here, but I just don't feel like they're the greatest mature as far as knowing how to show up in a relationship, how to make relationships successful, and understand the needs of others. Here. Yeah, it's like you're holding on to this for some reason, in the sense of it gives you some sort of, it's what you know, right? It's comfortable, it's what you know. And I think there is this fear right now. There's a lot of feeling of instability, of fear of the future, if you don't have this, and not feeling safe. I mean, this is rooted in some sort of root wounding of, you do not feel safe, and you hold on to things to try and feel safe, but the things you're holding on to are actually, re-traumatizing you, because they're recreating the wounds from childhood, because they end up hurting you more than they are really. It's a false sense of safety, basically. Pretty deep. So this is too, if we think of a collective viewpoint, this is a collective wound that we're holding on to, we're individually experiencing, but this is a collective wound. And if you think of the world and the collective of humanity, I mean, that's a common theme most people face is, we're programmed to believe how we need to live our lives, what security means, right? Especially if our parents are like, well, you have to get married, you have to have security, you have to have children, and that sense of security. You have to have a standard job that pays the bills. And is it secure, right? Sometimes going off and doing your own gig based on your passions, you might be told, well, that's not safe and secure. You're not going to pay the bills. Like, there's all sorts of beliefs around holding on to lifestyles, people, ways of living that don't align with our highest truth, that don't align with our happiness, that don't really fill our needs and our true desires. But that's all of this these woundings, these ideas, these beliefs that are not true are really being broken up. And we're being faced with these in our personal lives to help to clear these old beliefs and start living the way we were meant to live. But we definitely need to have the strength and courage. It's not easy to face these. These are really deeply rooted in the collective unconscious of humanity. I mean, for thousands of years. So it's not easy, but you came down here to be a way shower to help to break this at this time. So big stuff, big week. I think this is going to be a big month. I mean, definitely the astrologers are calling that out. We have 3 eclipses, I think. We have a beginning of some. We had Mars go direct, but we are about to start a few months. So starting this month through June, I mean, so much is happening astrologically and planetary that I think by the end of June, by July, we're almost not gonna. We're gonna be like, what happened? What happened the last whatever 3-4 months? Like, you're gonna be in a completely different place. I think even from a world view, things are gonna be like, dude, how did all of that happen in the last 3-4 months? So I like to say, buckle your seatbelts and just like let go with the flow. Enjoy the ride right now. That's all we can do. So good stuff. Thanks everyone for joining in today. Definitely share this with people if you think it will help them. Hit that like button and let me know what's going on in your lives in the comments. If any of this is resonating for you and how this is playing out for you specifically. Always, great to read what's happening with everyone. But yeah, enjoy your week. And I guess, yes, welcome to March. Tap in, join, keep tuning in to the weekly readings so we can kind of see how March is going to unfold. So see you guys in the next reading. Bye for now.